Ladies and gentlemen, today is World Public Transport Day. Let's talk about Pune Metro, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. Recent announcements of Pune Metro's expansion has stirred quite a lot of discussion on its future viability and scope. The state government has approved Phase 2 expansion from Hadapsar to Loni Karbor. Additionally, the statements of various officials said that 23-kilometer Hinjawadi Shivajinagar line is near completion and it will be ready by March 2026. But that seems less likely because only 10 out of 23 stations have been built till date. In spite of all these discussions, one question stands tall. Does it really delivers what it promises? Well, as a daily user of Pune Metro, I embarked on this mission of answering this question and I have found quite a lot of interesting things. Pune has witnessed the steepest urban growth among India's largest cities over the past 3 decades, expanding its area by 332% between 1995 and today. Once it was an education hub, but now it's technology and manufacturing center. Therefore, it attracts people from all over India. Pune alone in span of 10 years from 2001 to 2011 attracted 25 lakh migrants and a more recent figure says that there are more than 60 lakh migrants in Pune constituting 60% of its population. That's equivalent to the entire population of Denmark. Inevitably, this huge influx of population surpassed the growth of infrastructure in Pune, which resulted into the chaos that we see today. Pune is also home for 40 lakh vehicles who contribute to its congestion, making it fourth most congested city in the world. And that's the reason why it needs an efficient public transport. An existing public transport in Pune includes city and suburban bus services operated by Pune Mahanagar Parivahan Mahamandal Limited (PMPML) and the suburban local rail operated by Central Railways. On the other hand, it also includes auto rickshaws as its paratransit system for shorter distances or last mile connectivity, while metro being the newest addition to it. But who runs the metro? Is it the municipal corporation? Well, Pune Metro is operated by Mahametro. It's special purpose vehicle jointly owned by the Government of India and Government of Maharashtra. The construction of Pune Metro started way back in 2021 and the chart on your screen shows its funding breakdown. Majority of which comes from external funding agencies like AFD, EDB and EIB. As of now, Pune Metro covers 33 kilometers with 24 stations with a maximum operational speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Pretty big coverage, right? But that's not really true. When you compare the expanse of Pune Metro to its other counterparts, it feels very tiny. Its coverage, rider capacity on overall impact is minimum if compared with Delhi and Bangalore. But there is a catch. See, Pune Metro right now is in its rollout phase. Many more lines are still under construction, therefore it looks tiny. Once it reaches its full potential, it is expected to cover 80 kilometers with rider capacity of 7 to 8 lakh. But honestly, even that seems pretty low given the size of Pune's population. Okay, since now we know the backstory, let's talk about the good part of the metro. The moment you walk into the metro station, you realize that information is everywhere. Digital displays tell you exactly when the next train is coming, and they do it in three different languages: Marathi, Hindi, and English. You always know where you are going, and how to get there. Simple, obvious, the way it should be. There are also displays inside the metro which tell you about the direction of where the metro is going and on which side the doors are going to open. Additionally, there are maps and information boards everywhere inside the station. Therefore, it is quite easy to navigate the metro. Ticketing is also refreshingly straightforward. There are these big, easy to use ticketing machines right at the entrance, also trilingual by the way, and you can pay instantly by scanning the QR code. No fumbling for change, no confusing menus. But what if you are not comfortable with the machines? No worries because there are ticket counters ready to help. You can also buy your ticket on WhatsApp by the way. Seriously, it's fast, it works, and it's one of those things that make you wonder why isn't every metro like this? When we talk about complex metro systems, it's easy for people to get lost. When wayfinding fails, it turns into chaos for both commuters and management. But Pune Metro, despite its relatively small size, does this surprisingly well. There are currently two operational lines, the Aqua line and the Purple line, both clearly color coded throughout the system. What's clever is how consistently that color coding is applied. The escalator bands leading towards each line are marked with corresponding color. So if I'm heading for a purple line, I just have to follow the purple line all the way throughout the station. On the floors, there are these footprints painted in each line's color, literally guiding you to the right platform. And once you step inside the metro, the theme continues. The grab handles, seats, even the interior accents match the color of that line. It's a simple system, but it's done with such a clarity that you can navigate the entire network almost instinctively. The frequency of Pune Metro is also pretty good. During peak hours, the trains run almost every 6 minutes, and during non peak hours, the frequency is every 10 minutes. Therefore, it is not really needed to plan your trip ahead of the time. You can just show up to the station and it's guaranteed that you'll get the metro in the next 10 minutes. Because of all these positives, Pune Metro has seen ridership rise from a modest start to an impressive figure. In 2023, about 93 lakh passengers used the metro, but by 2024, that number had jumped to around 4.57 crore. These numbers are likely to increase once longer stretches are open and connectivity is improved, a classic pattern for new urban rail system in Indian cities. But remember, these are ride counts and not unique people. So if one commuter is making 2 trips a day for a year, then that adds hundreds of rides to the total. This is where things starts to get bad for Pune Metro. Its ridership graph looks great on paper, but the real test begins outside the metro gates. First and last mile connectivity remains its biggest roadblock. The purple line now runs from Swagate to Pimpri Chinchwad and the blue line from Vanas to Ramwadi. It's a solid coverage, but it is still kilometers away, sometimes literally from where most people live. When the nearest metro station is 10 kilometers away, taking your bike straight to the work feels like more rational choice. Therefore, to fix this gap of connectivity, Pune Metro has teamed up with the PMPML for feeder buses, and the idea has actually worked. Around 30% of commuters use them. The only problem is that there aren't nearly enough routes or buses, so at rush hour you might wait long enough before the next bus shows up. Yet another pain point for Pune Metro is lack of enough space. Pune is densely packed city, and when you see a metro station, it feels like a piece of puzzle that wouldn't even fit there. That's the reason they had to take majority of Purple Line underground because it was impossible to build a metro in a pet area. Additionally, there is a problem of parking spot. It feels like parking was never a part of Pune Metro's blueprints. They simply built the metro and forgot about the parking space. Take any metro station for example and you will see people parking over existing footpaths and under the metro crosswalk. Weird, isn't it? The Pune Metro was first announced in 2010 and it took a whole decade to provide the service. I was in 5th standard back then and now I'm a postgrad. Talk about efficient project management, huh? Unfortunately, this is not the end. Metro construction is an eyesore for those who commute every day. Just take a look at this site. It's horrible. The Metro website proudly boasts the promise of reducing congestion, but ironically, it is the major contributing factor towards that. Persistent delays in construction, constant route changes, traffic altering has worsened the driving experience. Dug up roads by metro is just a cherry on top. But things are going to get ugly, so fasten your seatbelts. The most important problem out of all these is the absurd cost involved in creating Pune Metro's infrastructure. It was originally pitched as 11,000 crore dream project, two lines spanning about 33 kilometers. Fast forward to today, and the bill has quietly inflated beyond 13,000 crores. The second phase, adding 31 kilometer, carries around 9,000 crore price tag. That's nearly 23,000 crores for a system that still covers less than half of Pune's urban sprawl. Each kilometer of metro now costs over 300 crores. But critics haven't been silent on this. Groups like Parisar and ITDP India have questioned whether the metro genuinely eases congestion or not. Several stretches still see low ridership outside rush hours, and many stations remain surrounded by incomplete roads and poor foot access. The project's cost benefit ratio has taken a hit thanks to route realignment, delays in land acquisition, and heritage zone disputes, each adding hundreds of crore. Financing is also complex, roughly 2600 crores each from center and state, with the rest is funded through loans from EIB and AFD. Who's going to pay that? Taxpayers, obviously. Which leaves us with one question: what would happen if fraction of this money is spent on improving the existing infrastructure? Think about it. See, the point is metros are supposed to work in the area with high commuting distances. That is more than 15 kilometers, like Mumbai. That's why local is so famous. Pune, much like every other city in India, is radial in nature and the travel distances are short, not more than 8 to 10 kilometers. And if you check the distance between two metros, you will laugh at it. This video won't be complete if I don't answer the question. So, is Pune Metro really that great? Unfortunately, the answer is no, at least for now. See, for a metro to work, it is very important for other options to work as well. Unless and until we better the existing bus systems and truly provide people with abundance of options, it won't work. Also, if we consider its financial viability, then shorter lines, expensive underground segments, and low ridership will limit its fare revenue, thus pushing it towards a loss making entity. It's a trend in Indian metros that the metro system stabilizes after full network completion, not during partial rollout. So, even though the system covers tiny sections of Pune with just 3 cars at high cost of almost 300 crores per kilometer, that too with poor PMPL integration, Pune Metro has a thin chance of working when it reaches its full potential. Therefore, we'll just have to wait. This was my attempt to understand Pune Metro. If you enjoyed this video, then do let me know in the comment section. See you soon in the next one.